Serena Williams opens up to Oprah Winfrey about Ozempic weight loss shots. Serena Williams recently received backlash over skin bleaching speculation. Serena Williams spoke with Oprah Winfrey about GLP-1 medications, which have become one of the most talked about health trends of the moment. Williams explained that she resisted the idea for years, believing the injections were seen as an easy way out. Yes, because it's like the skinny shot, and it's a shortcut, Williams shared in an E! News exclusive clip of the January 13th episode of the Oprah podcast. So, for a long time, I didn't do it, and I didn't want to do it, and I thought, I'm not going to take the shortcut. I'm going to work harder. She wanted to rely on discipline and effort instead. But after trying countless diets, exercise routines, and even long daily walks during her travels, she realized her body wasn't responding the way she hoped. I've tried every diet, I've tried every workout, she explained. I've tried walking for hours. I was going to Europe and Paris, and I would just walk for hours, the 20,000 steps a day. Every single thing, and nothing was working. The tennis icon shared that even when she managed to shed pounds, her body seemed to fight back. The 23-time Grand Slam champion described feeling hungrier and struggling to maintain results, noting that her natural physiology seemed to favor a certain weight. Winfrey responded with empathy, reminding her that biology often dictates these challenges. Williams has become more open in recent months about using GLP-1 medication as part of her wellness strategy. In August, she announced a partnership with telehealth company Ro. For the unversed, the 44-year-old shares 2 daughters with husband Alexis Ohanian. Serena Williams opens up to Oprah Winfrey about Ozempic and her weight loss journey. In a heartfelt and deeply candid conversation on the Oprah podcast, Serena Williams, one of the greatest athletes in tennis history, sat down with media legend Oprah Winfrey to discuss a topic that has touched millions of lives yet remains loaded with public opinion: GLP-1 weight loss medications like Ozempic and others. What unfolded wasn't just a discussion about numbers on a scale, but a raw, honest exploration of body image, identity, resilience, and the evolving science of health. A champion's struggle behind the spotlight. For decades, Serena Williams has dominated tennis with power, grace, and an unyielding competitive spirit. She shattered records, redefined standards, and became a global icon. Yet even with those achievements, the public has always watched her body, commenting, judging, and often reducing her personhood to shape and size. Williams shared with Oprah that she was initially deeply skeptical about using GLP-1 medications for weight loss. To her, the popular narratives calling these drugs the skinny shot or a shortcut felt dismissive and stigmatizing. I thought, I'm not going to take the shortcut. I'm going to work harder, she told Oprah, reflecting the mindset of an athlete bred to push limits through willpower and effort alone. Her skepticism wasn't just about the medication, it was rooted in a lifetime of being scrutinized. Even at her peak, critics questioned her muscular physique because it didn't align with narrow beauty ideals. This framed her relationship with her own body in a way few can truly understand. Yet the truth she shared with Oprah was that nothing, not diet, not thousands of steps a day, not rigorous workouts, seemed to shift her weight after pregnancy. She described walking 20,000 steps daily, eating right, and training hard with no results. Every single thing and nothing was working. This frustration of giving her all and being unable to reach a state that felt healthy to her body is something many people silently experience. It's a reminder that even supreme discipline sometimes isn't enough. Biology and personal physiology play roles that are complex and poorly understood by outsiders. From resistance to acceptance, rethinking shortcuts. Williams explained to Oprah that part of her hesitation came from how these medications are portrayed as an easy escape from effort. But once she did her research and talked with healthcare professionals, her view began to shift. She realized that modern medicine often works with biology rather than against it, and that resisting science simply to prove a point was neither productive nor healthy. When she finally started on a GLP-1 medication, in partnership with telehealth provider Ro, the results were not just physical, but psychological. Over months, she lost about 31 pounds and noticed improvements not only in her weight but in her energy, joint health, and overall well-being. Crucially, She stresses she didn't abandon healthy habits, she enhanced them. The medication helped her body respond to the very efforts she was already making: balanced diet, consistent exercise, mindful care. This was not a substitution for effort, but support to overcome a biological plateau. In her words, "I've tried every diet, I've tried every workout, I would just walk for hours. Nothing was working." Her decision to speak publicly wasn't just about her own journey, it was a statement that health and wellness journeys are deeply personal, complex, and deserving of compassion rather than judgment. Oprah's empathy and shared experience. The choice of Oprah Winfrey as the interviewer added depth and resonance to the discussion. Oprah, a cultural figure who has publicly shared her own lifelong struggles with weight and self-image, responded not with criticism, but with empathy. When Serena explained the biological challenges she faced, Oprah simply replied, "That's your biology." Oprah's own journey has included acknowledging weight challenges, facing public scrutiny, and ultimately reframing the narrative around weight and wellness as a health matter rather than a moral failure. In her recent interviews, not in this particular conversation but part of the broader public discourse, Oprah described her regret at not utilizing modern weight management tools sooner, viewing obesity as a disease and medication as a tool that could reduce food noise, the mental burden of constant struggle. This shared recognition that body change and health are not solely about willpower turned the conversation from celebrity gossip to a meaningful dialogue on how society views health, aging, and self-worth. Beyond the scale, the complexity of body image. Serena's story taps into a broader cultural narrative about body image, stigma, and empowerment. For decades, women, especially women of color, have faced disproportionate scrutiny about their bodies in public life. Serena, in her iconic career, battled stereotypes not just as an athlete but as a Black woman whose body didn't fit the narrow depictions of female athletes in mainstream media. Opening up about her journey with GLP-1 medications is not just about how she lost weight, it's about redefining why someone might choose medicine to support their health. It's about acknowledging that health isn't a one-size-fits-all formula and that biology sometimes demands tools beyond sheer effort. Her sincerity invites listeners to reflect on their own stories, the struggles that go unseen, the quiet battles with physical and mental well-being, and the courage it takes to find help. It reframes a narrative that often paints medical aid as easy, instead portraying it as a thoughtful choice shaped by research, self-reflection, and a deep desire for a sustainable, healthy life.